Hello and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly Network here, where I, Jan Ainali and Albin Larsson are editing Wikidata live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing great. I always get a smile on my face when I see that Wikidata 10 animation.
Yes, we should have a Wikipedia 12 because today
Yeah,
is the 12th birthday of Wikidata, and that's why we're
indeed.
live. And also new for today is that we're also on PeerTube, and I think I have an eye on the chat. So if you comment there, we won't be able to bring it on screen because it's not integrated in the platform we're streaming from, but we can stream to it at least. And the same with Owncast. So
Indeed.
yeah. So since it's the theme of the 12th birthday, what are we going to edit and query? What do you have in
We
mind?
we got a common theme here, both of us. We're gonna edit items about Wikimedia projects. And
Yes.
John, do you have something even more specific in mind?
I I'm gonna start like trying to create a timeline of the projects, and we'll
Ah,
see how far we get from there. And I sense I might fall into a rabbit hole or two. So uh, maybe I should just start then,
yeah.
and we'll see where we go from here. So I'll see if I can add it to the screen. Just on the regular query service, and I don't think we have said this. We haven't had any since this split happened. So the graph is going to be split in two. You can read more about it. Basically, scientific articles is moving away for maybe forever, but at least for now. So if you have those in there, you will have to read more here. So, but I'm going to click that one away for now and start creating a query. And if you've seen this before, I'm a big fan of just starting writing there and pressing Control Space and select this one down here to get the base of my query. And the items I want to select today are instances of Wikimedia projects, but the way they are modeled, I already know I need to make this property path because we have them in several layers, because we in between we have like instance of Wikiquote project and instance of Wikipedia and so forth. But I want them all here. So I'm going to start immediately by doing the property path, and I'll just show you here also. There. So instance of P31, that is one I know by heart. And then if you normally, if you just do like this, let's see, Wikimedia. Oh, there's a lot of Wikimedia things here. But I'm going to want to, maybe I need to write something more here to actually get to it. Project page. I'll write Wikimedia project. There we go. This is the one we want. So if I just run this, I think I'm not getting what I really want, because I want like English Wikipedia and so forth. So I'm going to add in here the subclass, not the main subject. Do one more subclass of there. And I think I need a star and see what we get. And this should be a rather high number, I think. Oh, I think we got a little bit too many even. Sign making copies. Did I choose the right Wikimedia?
Are you looking for Wikimedia content project?
That is what I am looking for. So now we got all the wiki projects. So let's try this again. Media content project. That is the one we want. Let's try this again. So that seems like a much more reasonable number, 936. And we see also here, these are the type of the things that I wanted. And what I wanted to do here is to first see, hey, do these also have some sort of start date, like inception date. So I'm going to do that with an optional to keep everyone and just see. So item, and I think it is inception. There we go. And we call that date. And I want to select that one also, if it had that one. And let's see if we run that. We see that some don't have them, but some do. And here's a fun thing, if you didn't know, is that you can also select here in the results view, I think it's called. And if there is something that is a date here, you can scroll down to timeline, and it will automatically create a timeline. And first we have the English Wikipedia, and I'm not sure if we see wiki functions here in 2023. It's a little bit hard to see. I'm not sure. Is it possible to zoom here? I could drag it. Oh, now I just zoomed in the window. That's not what I want to do. Let me switch back to the table again. So let me unoptionalize this instead to see exactly how many had dates and how many did not. So 944 now and 451. So a little bit more than half is missing. So that's a lot of work to do. I won't be able to do all of that today, so because that's also a little bit of research. But I'm starting to think maybe they're not all with the inception. Maybe there's some with the start date. Maybe we'd have a double modeling. So let's see, start time, P50. Let's see. All right, so that's good. So no with the wrong modeling here. So let me get back to the ones that didn't have them. So we'll do minus those that had them. And now I remember this was P571. So these should be all the ones that don't have them with a minus 493. And we see a date is empty here, of course. That's a lot of different ones. I wonder if we could sort of like clean out one category. We won't do all of the Wikipedias, but maybe one of them. Let's try to group these after type and see if any one of these are sort of just like a handful. Oh, no, where did I put there? Just a handful. So actually select which type it was. And go with type. I can remove date here because we don't have the date. And let's go with the type label as well. And then we're going to count the number of items in each type.
You can also sheet here and just use sort in the UI.
Yes, that'll give us an overview, but I want to get to the number, okay. I think. Yeah. And with count, we'll have to encapsulate it here as count. And you can name this, of course, with whatever you want. But then for it to work, you also have to group this by the other ones. So we'll go group by. Otherwise, you will get an error calling something like bad aggregate. And here we see 91. Oh, but we have another website. Oh, closed wikis.
I think there are a couple of them that should be
We have a
Wikimedia
couple of,
project instead.
yeah, and we have a couple of odd ones here. Maybe we can clean up those instead. That might be, because those is like, there's one with the online newspaper. That's sort of implied. It's probably like a wiki news that has that as well, but it don't need it. Let's try to just flip this then. So we'll count the type instead and do item label. And then we'll do like this. And I'm thinking everyone that has more than one is a suspect. So having count more than one, not 11.
It's not every day you see having being used.
No. And that is also something that I'm not using that often either in Sparkle, even though earlier in my work when I was using SQL, I was using it a lot.
Yeah, indeed.
But this is very, like, it's sort of like a filter, but of the count. You can do it. So it's, I think you can do more things with it as well, but it is very
Most of all, you can use it, you're using it outside of your select right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't do that with filter.
Yeah, exactly. So here we have a couple of them that are sort of like, oh, these are not probably like not the best ones because they probably have something. Let's check in one of these to see what does this have. Yeah, so it is a, oh, now we got this in Swedish. I'm gonna change my Wikidata language to English as well. Easier for you to follow there. So Kampampanjang Wikipedia, I'm sorry for the, is of course a Wikipedia language edition. And then someone helpfully added that it is a website, but that's sort of implied by this, so we don't need this. And as we saw before, there were like just a handful that didn't have it. So I'm actually going to remove this ones. So I'm going to
I need to jump in here with a user script ID. What if whenever there was an instance of that were also subclass of something else, like it could show you that you don't need this because it's already
sort of like
present
be
in
an
this
error pointing at the other one saying implied by.
Like, hey, website, we already know it's a website because it's a Wikipedia language edition.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
That wouldn't be a too hard user script to do either, because it's just like one lookup. Well, maybe if there's like lots of things on it, but still.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. It will take most of the easy cases.
Indeed.
Now, do I have this edit summary gadget, so I'm actually going to activate this one and write a comment. And I'm going to say implied by the Wikipedia edition. And just remove that one. All right. Maybe I can just... I'm going to do this a little bit more thorough. I want to sort of like get more suggestions on which ones to, so I don't have to click them randomly. And to do that, I want to take all of these results that I have here, and then I want to sort of expand them so I see both of the types that it has. So to do that, I will make this a subquery for another query encapsulating this. So I'm just going to go up. I don't need 2 lines. I'm just going to start up here, and I'm going to do a select. And I want the item and an item label. And I also want to see the type and the type label. And I think this will make it easy for me to know what I want to work on. And then here, then I'll use the with, and I'll start that one, and then I'm gonna close that one down here somewhere. Oh, that's an interesting, I would call that a bug, wouldn't you? That it doesn't go to the bottom.
I would, yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna say this will be like some sort of thing that I'll include in my next, and you can call this whatever you want. So I'm just gonna say suspects. And then we come to the query that I want to work on, and we'll have a where clause and then I'll start with the include. I'm not sure here, Albin, is the percentage, is that needed or is that just?
I have no clue because this is not SparkQL. This is
Yeah.
a SparkQL extension, which I never use and do not know how it works.
So this could be something that I'm cargo culting here. I'm gonna see just so I get this right. And what I need in here as well then to get to this, I'm just gonna do select the type again here. And and then I think I might need this service. I'm not sure, but I'll add it in.
I don't think so.
Try it without?
Yeah, let's try it without.
Nah.
No. Okay. Interesting. What happens if you remove the first one?
Yeah, then if I remove that, one, that should work. It won't just send the label there.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, makes
sense.
So
now we see, and now we have them sorted here by like no specific sort, so they just come in the number order of the item. And now we see Inuktitut, Wikipedia twice here. This might be correct. I don't know the modeling for those, but I don't like this website. So I'm actually going to go in and clean up those few here. So we'll go into, not on the type, but on Old English Wikipedia. I didn't even know we had an Old English Wikipedia. Did you know that?
I did not.
So, so I'll do the same here. I'll use my gadget edit sum, edit, remove, implied by Wikipedia language edition. I'm actually gonna copy that. All right, very good. And then we had Central Bicol. That's a language I don't know. BCL. But I still know this is not needed. So we're going to do the same here. Edit sum, remove, paste. There we go. And Chinese Wiki News has a lot of things on it. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I think the last three can probably be removed.
But with double check what the Wiki News language edition says about news. Says?
I mean, it's a subclass of Wiki News. Let's go up to Wiki News and see what that says. Does it have like a topic or something?
It doesn't really seem to say anything about news.
No.
Maybe you got your edit here. An impactful one.
So we should add it here to have it implied on on the We Can Use Language
Yeah.
edition all the way down. We can use. So what would it be? What would be a good? Is it main topic, or is it
to
sort of
have
like field of work?
Would you argue that for it to be implied in instance of, would it need to be either an instance of in the hierarchy above? I would say so. I don't think you can imply an instance of from a main subject.
You're correct. Like a human could, but it wouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wouldn't be properly implied.
No, exactly. My machine wouldn't be able to do it.
No, and we would like that.
Yeah.
We would like the machine to know. So is this like a not an instance, but this is a subclass. So we can use is a subclass of news sites.
Yeah, online newspaper.
Yep. Yeah, the one we
I
had
think
over
we
here.
saw. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes. So we're gonna copy this ID. Oh, we're gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna use my little.
You're gonna move it.
I'm gonna move it. Oh, this is interesting. So we're gonna move it here. So I'll copy this QID. I'll use your little user script for that. Copy QID. And then I'll use the move claim here to another entity. But this moves it to the same property. And I want to move
to subclass.
I want to move it to a subclass. All right, so I'm gonna.
You're gonna do it manually.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it manually. So there's too many complexities with these, but that's correct. So I'm gonna do the edit sum here. Edit. Copy this and then say remove. Move up to we can use item. There, and then we go here. I think the shortcut to add a new claim is A. All right, there we go. Subclass of online newspaper. There we go. So now at least it is implied by that. But then I think that the newspaper thing here, well, now it's also implied by the online, but I think the newspaper was just wrong. So that one I'm just going to remove.
Yeah.
Paper. And this one will say remove implied by being a we can use edition. There are some tricky ones. I think this one we will keep because this one is probably specific for this version here. And now we might have cleaned up a couple of others or made it easier for other dictionary of the Norwegian language. Is that that might be okay.
Yeah.
Media wiki instance, that one we're not going to need because that we saw that they had a bit up. So this is also double. So we can just remove this one. Remove. Oh no, I forgot to edit some. Okay. We'll see if someone is thinking that was odd behavior. Closed wiki, I think those are probably. I mean, I would hope that they have like a closed date instead, or they don't. Oh, okay. I don't really like this as modeling. I would rather have an inception date and dissolve date or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save that for now and see what else do we have here. Closed wiki. Wikimedia project page. Oh, here we have an environment contest. This is totally different. This should probably not be the content project instead, but have the project page.
Now there are a couple of like Wikimedia contests I know that lies around here and should be in Wikimedia project instead.
Right. So this one should go. Copy ID. No. Edit some. That's one. Not that kind of content project. Did you see more of those?
I think I've seen a few more.
Oh, here we have a contest. Yes. All right. So let's check this one out. Yeah, that's this similar. Remove. And sometimes the edits are, when you do a query like this, they can be fairly easy. Just go in and click them. Sometimes they're a little bit trickier, like with the Wikinews, they're multilingual Wikiversity. Oh, very interesting. Wikibooks, let's look at the labels here. Not too bad. So let's see if we refresh this. So we did a couple of them. I'm not very happy with the closed wiki, but I'll live with that for now. That might be a bigger thing because the best way to remove them. Oh wait, I'm gonna do this one. West Frisian Dictionary with the MediaWiki instance.
Yeah, we could need a little bit of consensus before changing the model there.
Yeah.
There might be queries depending on it as well.
Yeah. Does it sound about right that we have 15 closed wikis? That could be correct. That we actually capture them all.
Yeah. Depends on if the incubator is a part of this or not. Then I think there might be more.
All right. Let's do like you said here. Let's see what we have. Closed wikis. The Dictionary of the Norwegian Language. Oh, this one has not updated yet. Yeah. All right. All right. I think I'm happy with that.
You're gonna share the query?
I'm gonna share this query. We have this little nice button here where you get the thing. Earlier, I think it was yesterday when I did this, I saw where it were and I was, oh, we're soon having a nice word here. So I made a query for all the bins, which got the shortcut bins. So if you go to wiki bins, you get the query for all the bins.
We should document those on a page.
Oh, yeah, we could have a page on Meta
because there are a couple of fun ones which
yeah
we have gotten over the years.
I'll post this as a comment, and then I can also make it as a banner for you who are not on the.
Lovely.
Yeah. That's the one. And I'll also remove the scrolling banner now. I should have done that earlier. So there's that one. And I think that will be all for me.
Lovely. When we started with this idea that we wanted to edit about Wikimedia parts for Wikidata's birthday, we were a little bit worried that that would be incredibly hard because it must already be so well modeled. So I was thinking like, how can we find all of those like strange things that are either missing or just indicates that something is wrong. So I'm gonna write one of my favorite queries, a different variation of it. You might have seen it before in a different setting. I want to ask for give me all the Wikimedia content parts, and then give me the least used properties, but the ones that are still used. So the one which might only exist on one wiki or on two wikis and so on, and see is there something in here which should be on everything, or is there something here which shouldn't be here at all? So that's my goal, and see what we are gonna end up
That's a
finding.
great one.
So
It just reminds me, I think I was inspired by you a long way back when you did that. So I set up a Listeria thing that did something similar for the parliamentary documents on Wikidata. So every now and then that list updates, not too often. And then I see, oh, someone was very creative when using a new property here. And sometimes it's actually okay, it actually works. And sometimes, no, this is just wrong.
ah, that's super. I use this all the time to find properties that I was like, oh, we got that property nowadays.
Yes.
So I start all of my queries like this. Just select whatever I'm selecting, but then I'm gonna do the exact same property path that Jan was doing. So instance of why is it sorting this way? Subclass. Can I get rid of this? Thank you. And VDT. And this is also a quite recent bug fix. Previously, when you made a property path, you needed a space here for the autocomplete to work. But someone fixed that, and it's amazing. Wikimedia content part. Here we go. I'm just gonna run it to find my crazy mistakes. Turns out I do not have any crazy mistakes. I'm incredibly happy also to see a lot of people using the Oncast instance. Let me know how it works. Okay, so now we need to think about this. We want the properties used on each item, but we do not really care about its value. We are only interested in like the property itself. But we also want to select that particular property because we want a property label, so we know what it's about. So let's go to the items we're already selecting. Then we need the property claims. And that can actually be anything because we are not interested in the value, just the property claim itself. Let's make that singular. And we don't have this defined here, so let's do this. Let's do property Wikibase claim to select the claim, and here do the property claim. You might see that this is a strange order, which is so it's slightly easier to explain it in that order. I think you can actually run it in whatever order because the underlying Sparkle engine does a bit of optimizations anyway. But we're gonna do it like this so you always have property claim is something when it moves down here. Okay, so let's take in the label service. When we are here, oh nice, it was updated with Mull in there as well. That's really nice that it was done in here. It probably helps a lot with adoption. Then now let's pick what we want. We want the property. We want the property label. And we want to count this. So there's something to sort, and we can use to count property as count. And Jan explained that before. Okay, so now we also need to group this or aggregate them. Group by property label. And let's do, I think we need it up in the select here. Well, let's run this to start with. I need a limit on this. I do not need a limit on this. Or I do, because now I got a bunch of zeros here. So let's do order by ascending count. That's my variable. There we go. And let's put a limit for 50 here to begin. Are we still getting all properties, or why do I get a 0 count here? Count property? Did I have a typo in here? I did have a typo. Let's run it now. There we go. A bit interested in why those are so low. Additional translation of, okay, translation of, okay. Interesting. Let's see. Let's also bring in, it's not used that often, but what you can do, similar to how you can use type label behind something, if you have the label service, you can actually use type description here as well. And that will work the same way. It says label here, but it's for way more than just a label. And I, of course, need to upgrade the group in here. There we go. So let's see what we got. Related image is an interesting thing. Published in, I wonder what that could be about. Here we got one of those you looked for, Jan, date of official closure. So at least one of them got an end date, so to say. Here we got another end date. Hopefully on a different one. And we got a couple of interesting ones. Spotify show ID. I assume this is one of those error some projects. So let's, actually, I'm going to start by sharing this query. But then let's see if we can narrow ourselves down. So I got.
There was a couple of interesting ones, yes.
Yeah, indeed.
Spotify.
Sadly, in the wrong way. Okay, here we got a link for this query. I'm gonna just duplicate this query. And because you actually always got the entire query in the URL up here, you can just duplicate your tab and you actually start from whatever you did. Because I still want that property path up here, so I don't want to write it again. But then I actually want nothing from this. And I don't want this either. So we need to find everything with, did we have something we want to look into here? Yeah, let's look into the Spotify show ID. There we go. So let's see. We want the item, the wiki, so to say. We want the label, because that's often a great indicator here. But then we want to specify only the Wikimedia contents part with the Spotify show ID. So let's just do item, VDT, and then the Spotify show ID. I just copy pasted, and the value can be anything. So we do have a Wikipedia here. It looks like. So just one of those cases where I assume there is an unofficial show which someone has added. I have never really, there is a lot of them. So I don't touch them. I never touch them because I imagine that there should be a larger discussion about how to do that. Should it be like a qualified unofficial, or should they not just be there at all? But But here there are a lot of this like podcast logo URL and things like that. So this one I think really needs to clean up.
Yeah. Will you
It
just
needs a
check
split.
the edit history and see if there's like
I
established people,
emerge.
or if there's been someone trying to promote their own podcasts in a weird way?
Not true. There is a quick statement import.
Oh,
So I
so this would
imagine
be
there
a wrong match somehow.
exactly a reconciliation error of some kind,
Mm.
a matching error. But there are like multiple people who have. So I
Ah.
guess someone created the mistake from the beginning, and then bots
Mm-hmm.
have just been adding more and more.
Yeah.
Because here are some of the most like common bots there are that adds numbers of subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's a big one for someone to sort out. Um, but then we know a couple of the podcast logo we saw there. So,
And the Apple
um,
podcast as well was there.
but here let's pick one of those TikTok
Mm-hmm.
username and see, because very often I assume there are this type of unofficial accounts. So Catalanian Wikipedia. Yeah, so this seems proper everything. But then there are like a bunch of usernames, which I assume are unofficial ones.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's so common for all of this, so someone needs to sit down with it and decide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, this one is interesting. Replaced by. Can you guess that, Wiki?
Replaced by.
Yeah,
No, I
I
cannot
have
guess it.
absolutely no clue. Let's see. It should probably have an end date as well, then I guess. It's just a language edition. It's not a closed instance according to this. What could it has a start and end time 2004 here. And okay, so change URL in 2004 already. That seems fine.
Replaced by a fandom wiki?
That does not seem right.
Is it still up?
Full work. Did they
Should we
use
just try the official ones?
and is yeah exactly. If I try, this has end time, so it should know it dies. Um, where did we have that replaced by? Did you see it there?
Maybe it was actually closed then.
Okay, yeah.
Huh.
And fandom at the time was okay. This started in 2009. It was
Mm-hmm.
when it was much earlier, so
Huh.
might be something to it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, number of parts of this work. I could see some very creative modeling here,
Mm-hmm.
but it raises an alarm. Let's see. It is a Wikipedia. Is it the number of pages or articles? Number. Let's see. We got 10,000 here. Let's see if there is. No, there are no additional. Because I think there is a property for that we use for the number of
Parts.
articles.
Yeah. It should be something else.
Yeah.
Um,
Assuming that's it.
yeah.
No, it says applies to part the Wikipedia article page.
Okay.
Let's actually look up what that is.
Yeah.
If I
It feels
duplicate
like
this,
this is a bit creative, but I'm also not sure if we store this. Like if you look at English Wikipedia, do they have like a number on them?
this is how it's done on Swedish Wikipedia.
No. And that's another property?
Number of records,
Number of records instead of number
and
of
this
parts.
was of this work. Okay. I don't know what the consensus is.
Yeah.
But it's probably. I mean, it must be Number of records is not in here, so it must be more common because this
Yeah.
only exists in one place.
Yeah.
So I want to move it to.
Wait, which
No,
one
this
are you
is the
moving now?
Swedish Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I want to copy the property ID. I want to move this to the same property, but I want to change it. And I want to move it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if I reload it, it's going to be moved.
Yeah.
And there we go. And it kept the same modeling for the rest. But we know that it's used in more places. Let's see. Oh, sitemap URL. I'm not sure if most Wikimedia wikis has a sitemap. 3D
He says
model.
it's just 3D model. Did someone add the? I mean, there is a model for the Wikipedia globe, but does it fit on the language version?
Welsh Wikipedia. I was
Maybe they have their
expecting
own.
commons.
Ah, yeah, there's one for that one too. Huh?
Okay, it's just the text in 3D format.
Okay.
I'm not
Wrong.
gonna. Exactly, I'm not gonna. I don't see how it would be used, but I don't think it do much harm.
Exactly.
Let's see. Locator map image.
Wait,
That seems.
that must be wrong.
The Wikimania wikis? But it's not about Wikimania. The event they have different, and it's about Wikipedia. I think this is the wrong one.
This must be. Oh.
Would you do this?
There's some property that calls for range, but that should be for the language. So it should be implied by where the language is rather. So I think this is not correct.
We have a
remove
nice.
That one.
So if I go into the language.
I mean, it would be better to have it there, but also I think sort of like the website is available where you are.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's for the websites it's clearly wrong.
Yeah.
But I can see it. I cannot verify that this is like for the language itself. Otherwise, I would just move it.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
But because I don't read it or understand it, so I'm gonna leave it because someone could still find this and see exactly what we saw.
Yeah.
And
it also should be moved to another property. I think like we have the
indeed.
taxon range, but there's another more general range.
This one located in the administrative entity. Let's see if that's the data center. Oh, but I didn't get any results here.
Is someone cleaning up while we're doing this?
Maybe someone is cleaning it up while we're doing it, or it was one of the ones you fixed and it just took a while for it to be.
No, but I didn't really remove.
There was a contest.
Right? Yes.
And a couple of things like that.
Yeah, that could disappear, yes.
Here's a programming language, which I assume would be inferred in pretty much every case.
Yeah, from MediaWiki, yes.
Yeah, I mean, MediaWiki is not the only soft, but is there any? Wikimedia Commons. Okay, it's a special case actually. It got some unique stuff. Let's see.
So which programming language do Commons have that the other sites don't have?
No, but there are a couple of like things that for processing media. That doesn't. But I wonder if it just doesn't just say PHP. It says PHP because the
Mm-hmm.
software engine, but it's up
Mm-hmm.
here. So bye bye. It has a
Yes.
reference. It's
Yeah, yeah.
also it's imported.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see if we. I'm curious. I want to find something instead of just looking for problems. I want to look
Finding a
for
good
things
one.
that, yes, where I feel like let's add this one to all of them. I'm gonna take this up a notch. There we go. So interesting fact as well. 220 different properties.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let's see here. Official app could probably be added to all the like Wikipedia ones, but why?
Mm-hmm.
I would ask. Um, More usernames and such. I don't think much of. Um,
Funder. Yeah, that's
yeah,
probably more
I'm
for
gonna leave it.
Wikidata.
Gonna leave it here for the curious people. Um, I mean, a lot of these identifiers are probably in more places. Has
Mm-hmm.
use. Okay. Source code repository. Yeah, for a few
Ooh,
of
I
them.
like
Okay.
the announcement date.
Oh, indeed.
That's a good one because it probably often is announced like in the tech news or something like this is going to be activated or
Yeah. Or through the incubator. Oh, collate for wiki functions. So quite recently.
mm-hmm.
So okay, this needs a cleanup as well. Um, what was it called? Announced.
Announcement date there.
Announcement date. Okay. Applies to part or aspect of phone word mark. Ah, okay.
Well, there was a competition for the logo,
Okay.
so that might be when that was the word mark.
Right. That might be a motivation.
Mm-hmm. Did it have a source?
Did it?
Did it have a source?
Um, no.
Mm, yes.
Sourcing circumstances attribution.
Um, but it
Oh, it
says
does it
here
up there. Oh, sorry.
you have
Yeah.
the compact.
Imported from Wikimedia part.
Yeah, and from the contest. So yeah, all right.
Okay. Yeah. But
And
that's a good one. Like
that could
your
possibly be
usage.
used on more ones.
Yeah, indeed. Like every time the incubator announces
Yeah,
that this is gonna be
yeah,
uh, download URL is a good one. Login URL, that could be on a lot of them.
yeah,
Um, I guess someone could build an application of some kind on that.
yeah.
Um,
And I mean that would also be pretty easy to add with like a quick statements because the special page is the same, so you just need to concatenate it.
Indeed. Privacy policy URL. I could imagine a lot of use cases for building applications on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it's likely also this that one points to Wikimedia Foundation, I think.
yeah, so you could
So
indeed add it.
to all.
Um, Subclass off.
Hmm.
What wiki could be subclass off?
Just three.
No, I wanted to find good ones. Huh.
Hmm.
There's our warning signs.
Subclass of Norwegian Wikipedia? Nah.
Part of Norwegian Wikipedia. Subclass of Wikipedia. Subclass of Wikipedia is not right. Because it's not. It's an instance of.
Yeah, you can remove that.
But then, what's going on here? This is the umbrella term. This is interesting. It got a reason for deprecated rank, but it does not have a deprecated rank.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch this. It feels like someone has been poking here. Okay. I want the last positive one.
Okay.
Short name is a great one. Please go ahead and add that to places. I think that confuses people all the time. Here we got publication date as well. So we actually got different. We only got 4 on that. So if someone wants to do something really fun, combine publication date, announcement date, and make Jan's timeline. Okay, so those are probably my favorites so far for someone to add. It would be incredibly cool. Let's see what the most common is one. That's the final thing.
Oh, there was one nice there. I think you had the title was like 80. So it's fairly common used, but
title, yeah.
82. So like, yes, we're using it, but we're not using it on everything yet. So
no. Yeah, there are a couple of. I might get back to this one and just have a look through this because I enjoy it. There are a lot of interesting things that are going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my query. And a little bit of editing, and probably a potential for way more editing.
Indeed. All right.
Rabbit holes.
Rabbit holes. And that's actually sort of like how I got to what I did today. Like I started to explore something with the timelines, and then hey, there's some odd things in here. Should they be here? And that brought me down that road.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of like this is a question for all our viewers. Is there a positive word for rabbit holes that's sort of like maybe it's a spin-off. Maybe that's the positive word. Like because rabbit hole has a little bit of a negative connotation. Like
they are horrible.
Yes, but they're usually not that horrible for Wikimedians.
Exactly.
Because you find a lot of interesting stuff, both as a reader but also as an editor.
Indeed. Oh, it's a good question.
Yeah.
I love this comment from Lydia. We need to reclaim rabbit hole as something positive.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Tell that to my garden.
All right.
No, but indeed.
I think that was all for today.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, Wikidata. And next year, teenager.
True.
Yeah. So, but we'll be back sometime. We don't know when. Probably around some special occasion, maybe earlier. But until then, happy editing.
Happy editing.